Welcome back to Truck Thoughts. I don't know if any of y'all saw it floating around on Twitter, but I saw this chart the other day, maybe yesterday, that talked about how much help, like actually quantifying the amount of help each starting QB of the league was getting from their team, whether it be from the defense, the like secondary, run game, O-line, that kind of stuff. And at the top of that list was the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, saying that he's getting the most help from his team. And as you could probably figure by now, the reason why I'm even bringing this up, at the very bottom of that list was Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons, saying he is getting the absolute least amount of help from his team. And this kind of echoes a statement that I had earlier in the season, talking about I long for the days that the Falcons can win a game without it necessarily being on the arm of Matt Ryan. You kind of saw that, albeit against Jacksonville. Matt Ryan didn't have a great game, but the defense was able to step up and the run game stepped up, and we won the game. I hope that that's the start of something. I don't know necessarily, don't really think we're going to continue it with the Bucs this week, but I hope that the run game continues, and I hope that the defense continues to step up as they have the past couple weeks. But this really brings into light, like, how did we end up in this situation to begin with? How do we end up with Matt Ryan having the least help out of all QBs in the league? Albeit, Julio Jones wanted out, obviously, got traded, and Calvin Ridley is taking getting the mental health that he needs. So that has a big thing to do with it, but it really brought to mind some of just the major missteps that this last regime had over the first part of Matt Ryan's career, or the mass majority of Matt Ryan's career, really. I'm talking about like the Ray Edwards and the Dante Robinsons and the latest forms of Jamon Brown and James Carpenter. Just the absolute crap show. And that's just the free agents. We're not even talking about the draft picks. Outside of the first round and Grady Jarrett, nobody else really hit. The Jalen Collins, the Rashid Hagmans, and Prince Shimbos, and those guys. I mean, one year we started 2 undrafted free agents at linebacker. So, I mean, this ain't nothing new for Ryan. But yet, as fans, we absolutely want to kill him. Part of me really thinks and feels like, not that we're lucky to have been anywhere where we've been as far as like the consistent play, the playoffs, the Super Bowl, nothing like that. But I wonder how many people how many people really understand like how good and how consistent Ryan has been over his whole career. And I'm not trying to turn this video into a, praise Matt Ryan type deal, but seeing a number like that and seeing a chart like that really brings in the perspective of just how bad of a GM Thomas Dimitroff was. And, I know there are times that I've been on record saying, oh, well, he's just getting what the coaches wanted or whatever and yada, yada. I mean, I was wrong on that. I'm a big enough man to admit that when I was wrong. Dimitroff was a bad GM, not just in the talent, but also the contracts he's handed out. I mean, we're still on the hook for Desmond Trufant, if I'm not mistaken. I think his money finally falls off this year. But it's not just him. It's the bad contracts, like I said before, with James Carpenter and Jamon Brown. The, re-signing Sam Baker early in Matt Ryan's career. All these things have, over the years, hamstrung us of being able to be in contenders for, franchise-changing free agents. And then you add on top of that the amount of like his draft picks that aren't even here anymore. You have Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry, but how do you count them because they're still on rookie contracts? So you really have Deion Jones, Grady Jarrett, and Jake Matthews and Matt Ryan, right? I mean, as far as what you would consider to be contributors. So, I mean, you add together his free agent track record and his draft track record, yeah, it's no wonder why we are in the situation that we're in right now. And I just wonder how long it's going to take Terry Fontenot to really drag this team back out of the cellar. I think when I saw on Over the Cap, we roll into next year with the $12 million cap space. That's not a lot, especially when you only have 29 or 30 people already signed. So there's going to be some more interesting things that are going to have to be done. But, I mean, I'm here for it. I'm here to see it. So anyway, those are my truck thoughts. Appreciate y'all tuning in.